Hello, how are you? Today I'm going to tell you a very strange story that actually happened to a friend of mine because he owned a farm and he had a mother pig, and this mother pig had 3 little pigs, and these pigs, they all lived in one little house on the farm. And one day, because the little pigs, they grew up and got really big, the mother pig said to them, "You guys, you're going to have to go. I'm sorry, there's no room." And so she threw them out. And the 3 little pigs, they walked down the road and they were talking together because they were like special pigs that could talk. And they were talking together about what they wanted to do with their lives as they were walking down the road. And the big pig said, "No, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be an astronaut." And he was going to go to America, and he was going to go to NASA, which is the space station there. And he was going to say, "I want to be an astronaut." And he was planned to be the first pig ever in history to go into space. And the second little pig said, "Yeah, I know what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to be a doctor." And that little pig, the medium pig, was just going to go to London and try and get into medical school, because there's these tests you have to do to get into medical school, and you can get this book and it shows you how to answer the questions. So he was just going to do that, like answer difficult questions, because he was pretty clever. But not very clever, we'll see in a minute. He's really dumb, actually. Anyway, don't worry about that just yet. And the little pig said, "Well, I know what I'm going to be. I'm going to be a guitarist." And the other 2 pigs stopped and said, "What do you mean you're going to be a guitarist? You can't play the guitar. You've got hooves. Hooves are like this." And he said, "Don't worry, because I'm going to have an operation so I can move my hooves as if they're like fingers, and I'm going to play classical guitar." Well, the other 2 said, "That's crazy." And he said, "Well, I don't care. Even if I can't do that, then I'm going to just play guitar like this. And I'm going to join a punk rock band." And they just said, "Okay, good." Because they each believed that if you follow your dreams, you can actually achieve them. So they're walking down the road and it was getting a bit dark. So they thought, well, we better start thinking of where we're going to live until we fulfill all our dreams and make all our dreams come true. And just at that moment, a man was walking by and he had like this cart and it was full of straw. And so the little pig, the littlest one, said, "Excuse me, sir, do you mind terribly if I take some of your straw to build a little house?" And the man said, no problem. I was going to throw it out anyway. I was on my way to the dump." So he gave the little pig half the straw, and the little pig, right then and there, in about only 15 or 20 minutes, built himself a house. Even though he had difficult things, you know, his trotters, he did it. And it was a house with a window and a door and a roof. And so he said to the others, "Bye guys, I'm going to stay here. I think it's a nice house and this will do fine. Be good for me, I love it." And they said, "Okay, bye-bye." So the other 2 pigs, the one who's going to be a doctor and the one who's going to be an astronaut, they walked off down the road and they were talking about the things they wanted to do and what they would do to achieve their dreams. They were both going to work really hard and they were going to be fantastic. But it was getting dark still. It was almost dark. And then suddenly a man came by, and on his back he had loads of sticks, really loads and loads of big wooden sticks. So the medium pig said, "Hey, excuse me, sir, do you mind if I take some of your sticks?" And the man said, "No problem at all. I don't really like these sticks because they smell." And the pig said, "I don't care if they smell because I'm a pig and we like smelly things." And he took half the sticks this man gave him, and he took them, and even with his trotters, he built himself a house made of sticks. And it had a door and 2 windows and a little roof and a little chimney, although there wasn't a hole in the chimney. So he said to his big brother, "Okay, bye. Look forward to seeing you. Good luck with all the astronaut stuff, and I hope it goes really well." And his big brother said, "No problem. Good, same to you. I hope you get to be a doctor one day. Come visit me." So he went into his wooden house, and the first little pig was in his straw house. And the third little pig was walking along, but it was nearly dark, and suddenly he saw a man, and this man had a cart, and on the cart were loads of bricks. And he said to the man, "Excuse me, sir, do you mind if I borrow some of your bricks? I'll just have some of your bricks, please, because I want to build a house." And the man said, "How are you going to do that?" And the pig said, "Well, I've got my trotters and I know how to make cement, because you get sand and water and sort of bits of cement stuff." And the man said, "Okay, I was actually just going to the dump with these, so it's no problem. They're just leftovers from a job I was doing." So the little pig said, "Fantastic." And the man got out loads and loads of bricks off the cart, and then suddenly, it took about half an hour and it was just getting dark. there was a house made out of bricks, and it had a front door and 2 windows and a second floor as well, and a little roof, and it had a chimney, and it had a little fireplace, and the pig had built it really fast because he was like a super pig. So he built it really quickly. Anyway, the 3 little pigs were settled in and they thought everything was going to be fine. But along came the big bad wolf. The big bad wolf. He came out of the woods because he could smell something. Now, wolves have a very good sense of smell. They can smell fresh piggy meat a long way away, like 10 miles away, on the wind. The wolf came out of the woods and went, my dinner is waiting. And he ran off towards the first house, and he saw the house of straw, and he knocked on the door of the house of straw. Little poem there for you. He knocked on the door of the house of straw. And the little pig said, "Who is it? What do you want? Go away." And the wolf said, "That's not very friendly. You don't even know who I am." And the little pig said, "Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. Who are you?" And the wolf said, "I'm the big bad wolf. I've come to eat you." And the little pig said, No. I will not let you in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. I will not let you in." And the wolf said, "If you do not let me in, then I will huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down." And the little pig said, "No way, you can't do that." And the wolf said, "You want to bet?" And he was blowing, and the walls of the house were shaking. And then on the third blow, the walls caved in, and there was the little pig like this. And the wolf jumped on him, gobbled him up in one big mouthful. Oh, he said that was the best meal I've ever had. And he sat down, he was just about to go to sleep, but then he smelt something. Piggy, piggy, piggy. And he got up and he walked towards where the smell was coming from. And eventually he got to a house made of sticks. And he knocked on the door of the house of sticks. It was night time now, but it didn't matter because there was a full moon and you could see everything quite clearly, almost as if it was daylight. So he knocked on the door and the little pig inside said, "Who is it? Who is it calling on my door at this night when it's a full lit moonlit night?" And the wolf said, "It's only me, the wolf. I've come to talk to you." And the medium-sized pig said, "I think wolves, they gobble piggies up." And the wolf said, No way. I'd never eat you. Just let me in. I just want to talk to you about the weather and the moonlit night." "No way," said the pig. "No, I will not let you in. By the hair of my chinny chin chin, I will not let you in." But the wolf, he knew what to do. "Then I will huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down," said the wolf. And he went like, and on the third one, the walls of the wooden house, the stick house, fell down, and there was a little pig in the middle like, "Oh, leave me alone. The wolf gobbled him up very quickly like this. Gone. So inside the wolf's tummy it was getting really full, because there's a little pig about this big, and then a medium-sized pig about this big. And the wolf was so full he just couldn't really move much, so he sat down. And he was just about to go to sleep. But then his nose started twitching, and he smelt on the air, "Little piggy, piggy." And he thought, "Right, I'm going to get the last little piggy as well. I smell piggy." And he walked very slowly because he was really full, all the way to the house of bricks. And he said, "Knock, knock, knock." Now, this little piggy, remember, he was going to be an astronaut. So he was inside reading books about astrophysics and things like that. He was really clever. And he said, "Ha ha, I recognise that voice. That's the wolf. I don't want him in my house. I'll pretend I'm not home. And the wolf kept knocking. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock. But because of the knocking was so loud, the little pig couldn't read. So the pig said, oh God, I've had enough of this. So I went to the door and said, who is it? And the wolf said, it's me, the wolf. I've just come to talk to you. And then the pig said, do you know anything about astrophysics? Like when you're going to go to astronomy and about the stars and space and flying in rockets? And the wolf went, no, I don't know anything about that. And then the pig said, well, I don't really want to talk to you, and I will not let you in. By the hair on my chinny chin chin, I will not let you in. But the wolf was clever, and he knew what to do. So he said, if you will not let me in, then I'll huff and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. But the piggy had built a house made of bricks with cement. It was very, very strong. And he went, you try it. Go on then, go for it. So he said to the wolf, fantastic idea. Go for it, buddy. And the wolf was a bit puzzled. But anyway, he tried. Nothing happened. The door didn't move, the windows didn't shake, nothing. Said the wolf. Okay, I'm feeling very full, so I've eaten 2 little piggies already today. And then he went back and the pig inside said, ha! Come on then, keep going, blow the house down. And the wolf said, no, I might do it tomorrow, I'm a bit tired. He went back and he looked. He looked for any weaknesses in the house. Were there any windows that were open? Was the back door open? He went down round the back to check, but the back door was locked as well. Side windows locked. All the windows were locked. But then he saw, up on the roof, there was a chimney. A big chimney like this. And if the chimney has a hole in it, you can go down the hole just like Father Christmas and get into the living room. And then gobble up the little piggy from the inside. So the wolf didn't say anything, but he went round the back and got a ladder. Now it was a metal ladder, so it was quite noisy. Cling, 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 and he put it on the side of the house. Cling, cling. But inside, the pig, he heard that. And he thought, oh, and his clever brain thought, oh, I know what's happening. He's trying to get on the roof, and he's going to come down the chimney and try and gobble me up. So very cleverly, he built a fire under the chimney and put a great big pot under it with water in. Now luckily the water was already quite hot because he'd had a big soup and a hot bath. So he'd had a soup and he'd had a hot bath, so there was lots of water there, and then he'd taken some of that water to make a soup with. But still in this great big pot there was loads of hot water, so he just had to heat it up a little bit, because really if you've got a great big pot it takes like an hour for it to get hot under just fire. Anyway, so luckily the water was hot already, so he heated it and it started bubbling and boiling, bubbling. It was very, very hot. Anyway, so the wolf didn't know this, didn't even notice when he saw steam coming up and he saw smoke coming out of the chimney. He was a bit stupid because he was so full and he was a bit tired from all the huffing and puffing and a bit worried because of the ladder. And then he was on the roof and the roof was a bit slippery because it was made of tiles, which are sort of flat things you put on roofs. So the wolf was up there at the chimney and he thought, right, here we go. And he jumped into the chimney and he went all the way down, skaplosh, into the boiling water. Wow, my bum, he cried, my bum. And he shot all the way up to the chimney again, but he couldn't hold on. Down in the boiling water, up again, down in the boiling water. And this time he jumped out and landed in the living room. And the little piggy bopped him on the head with a frying pan and said, hey, you, and jumped on him. And the wolf was sick, and he sicked out the 2 other little piggies, who wiped their faces and said, well, what happened? Where were we? What happened? And then the wolf fainted because he was very hot and very cold and he'd been bopped on the head and then he was lying on the floor and he'd been jumped on and he'd been sicked up 2 great big piggies out of his mouth. So the wolf fainted like this. And then the wolf didn't move. And the 3 little piggies thought, what should we do with him? We should boil him for soup, said the little one. And the medium pig said, we should boil him and chop him up and fry him to make a kidney pie, a great big pie, a wolf pie. We'll eat a wolf pie. But the older pig said, look, relax. He's a wolf. He's meant to eat pigs. But we're pigs. We're vegetarian. We only eat carrots and vegetables and other things like that. And then they said, okay, let's just call the zoo. So they telephoned the zoo, and a man from the zoo came along and took the wolf away and actually said, you three little pigs, do you want to come with me to the zoo as well? We'll look after you. And they said, no, we're very happy. We're all going to stay with our brother here. So they took the wolf away, and then the brother pig said, okay guys, let's eat some more of my lovely soup. Then they all ate the soup, and then afterwards they managed to sell some furniture. And when they'd sold the furniture, they got more money, and they built 2 other houses of brick. So they had 3 brick houses, and they were quite safe, and they lived together, and they had this little thing surrounding a nice garden, and they planted loads of vegetables, and they lived happily ever after. And also every Sunday they used to invite their mother over, and she would have tea with them, and she'd sometimes cook them their favourite food, which was cauliflower soup with leeks. So that was the real story of the 3 little pigs. Any other versions are a bit strange, don't believe them. This is the one, okay? So have a nice time. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please leave a like if you did enjoy it, or leave a dislike if you thought it was too stupid, because that's okay. We're all allowed to think things are silly sometimes. Have a nice day, have a nice morning, have a nice evening. Good night, good day, bye.